said congrats,
Nice.
10 boys.
Nice. There's 10 boys.
You got too horny, and that's why.
I don't want him to come. Jake, how horny does this make you?
Very horny.
It's one big joke. Believe me, Minnesota sports in all sorts. You see, they know it's never gonna get easy. You see, they know it's Minnesota, constant pain and misery.
And I'm a part of Al Qaeda.
It's 10K TV. It's one big joke. Believe me, Minnesota sports. In all sorts.
Dude, he could turn Daniel Jones into Brett Favre.
Minus the penis pics.
Yeah. You can legally smoke crack.
What is a DVOA?
I went dicks, vaginas, or ass.
I think that's what it is.
Don't know much except to yell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 10K TV, presented by 10,000 Takes and Captain's Patch. My name is Bossman. I'm joined by journalist Jake. We got Sarge behind the mic. And let's just start off with the most pressing of all of the topics we have is Alexander Ovechkin breaks Wayne Gretzky's most goals scored of all time. So now there's a couple stats that came out of this. If you didn't know, Wayne Gretzky is now one goal away from tying Alexander Ovechkin's goal record.
Wow, no shit. Okay.
So if he comes out of retirement, dude.
He might just come. Dude, do you really think, honestly, if Wayne Gretzky, well, how old is he? Like 60? He's got to be in his mid-60s,
I don't know.
right?
I know that work he's had done on his face definitely does him a favor.
Yeah.
Making him look younger, but also making him look just that much creepier.
I was going to say, like, do you actually think legitimately if Wayne Gretzky trains for an offseason and he comes back out in an NHL game for maybe 41 games, could he score one more goal or two more goals?
He could score an empty netter.
He could
throw him in the empty net.
Throw him out during the empty
All
net
right.
at the end of the game.
Gretzky, how old do you think he is?
I'm going to guess based on when he was drafted, he's 64 years old.
He's exactly 64.
Wow.
Great guy.
Well done. Well
I
done.
wouldn't know. Okay, wow.
done.
Shade.
I didn't look it
Look
up.
at you.
I mean, I have nothing on my phone. I don't
Jake
know.
is anti-ageist because he
Yeah.
knows age.
I do. I do
knows
know
age.
aging. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm smart, I guess.
Here's another stat for you. The last time the Sabres made the playoffs, Ovi was still 594 goals away from breaking the record.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Oh man. That sucks for the Sabres.
But what a cool goal. I mean, it was OV to a T, right? It was right on brand, right from the left, top of the left circle. Just rips a slap shot.
Well, it was like he makes it look so effortless.
It was like a snapshot,
It's a
maybe?
snapshot.
Yeah.
Like if I tried to do that, it's like he's barely standing up. If I tried to do that, I'd look like Bambi on ice trying to
Yeah.
shoot a puck. I don't know. Like I would slip around. Like the puck would flutter. Like he just makes it look so effortless. So and they stopped the game and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was unreal. He did
Great
the Superman
selling, too.
slide. He did the Superman slide or whatever.
Yeah, he just basically dove. You know, like in NHL when you press the button A or X for you PlayStation users, you just basically slide like into the corner. That's basically what he did. I also loved immediately after he gets done with the game, he goes into the locker room and just cracks a Coors Light. Like Ovi is a beer leaguer playing NHL. I mean, obviously he's a very good and he's one of the best NHL players of all time, but personality-wise, that is a beer league. Actually, looks-wise too. That's a beer leaguer playing in the National Hockey League. It's quite incredible.
I saw like an interview for him like 10 years ago or so where they were answering fan questions, and the interviewer was, "Hey Ovi, what's your best cure for a hangover?" He said, I have no hangover."
Yeah.
And then I think that was his answer, and that was it.
Hair of the dog, dude. He
So-
just wakes up and just drinks vodka for breakfast.
He is insane. I don't know if you saw it too. There was a couple stats that came out about all this, about all the goalies that had gave up the most goals, and Marc-Andre Fleury has the most goals against him or against Ovi, but he has faced him in 47 regular season games, which is by far more than any other goalie.
Yeah, it's
that faced
insane.
Ovechkin.
If you're only playing them once, maybe twice a year. I mean, they met in the playoffs probably here and there, but that's regular season games. And what Sarge was just showing us, so Budweiser did a pretty cool thing. They were giving out cans Budweiser Zero to all of the goalies who never gave up a goal on Ovi. And Manny Fernandez was one of them.
He faced 10 shots.
Awesome, dude.
Not them all, baby.
And I love Manny Fernandez. He's my favorite goalie growing up. So to have his name come back up like this in this manner is fantastic.
Just a curveball in a left field.
Yeah,
You never thought that the national media would be talking about Manny Fernandez in 2025.
Exactly. You
Here
thought
we
like
are.
he's just sitting in Minnesota Wild lore in our fandom, and then out of this Ovechkin news, it just takes a whole new turn. You see Manny Fernandez on a. I didn't think they were going to go that far to be like, here are the goalies that are in the Zero Club. We're going to give them Budweiser Zero.
Great idea,
which
though.
I didn't know existed.
I would
as a
also
drink,
be
by the
pissed
way.
though, because that would mean that you're trying to celebrate with something that's non-alcoholic. That's bullshit.
I know. I think a few of these goalies, I would think Manny Fernandez would just send me Budweiser.
Yeah, just give me a normal can. I want the 4.5 APV.
You can tell people you're sending me Budweiser Zero, but I want to
Yeah.
get some real beer.
Yeah, they're goalies. They're not
Captain's patch.
right. Give them captain's patch.
I've been intending to actually look into. I'd probably have to go on eBay or something, but buy like an old authentic Manny Fernandez jersey. But now I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Comment from Ty here. Bro asked for Sorokin's stick, which is awesome.
Yeah,
that
he
was
did.
a great point,
Sorokin
Ty.
took it like a champ too. He was in the locker room in the back, like taking the photos with Gretzky, and you know he was willing to give his stick to Ovi. Like that poor guy is a really good goalie. He was actually up for Vezina a couple of years ago, and is now on the wrong side of history in a sense of he will forever be known as the goalie who, you know, the record is broken against.
Which, is it that bad? I disagree. That wouldn't bother me one bit.
If I could say that after I retire and tell my kids, like I was the goalie
right.
that allowed the goal
Yeah.
that gave Ovechkin
Yeah,
the
I
leading
guess
goal in NHL
Fleury's
history.
stat is much worse.
Yeah.
I also loved that. Did you guys see that FBI director Kash Patel was at the game?
No, I did not see that.
He took a
What's
photo
DC?
with Ovi and Wayne Gretzky after the game, and it's just like all the memes about Ovi being like a sleeper cell.
Oh yeah.
Even though that's more in like the CIA's department
Yeah.
of like spies and shit. There was a small piece of me, I hate to admit it, that really didn't want him to score yesterday, so that people had to pay $2,500 to sit in the nosebleeds at an Islanders game.
Well, and wasn't the score 4-1?
Yeah,
That was
and-
their only goal.
And Ovi had like 4 or 5 shots on goal leading up to that. Like Sorokin was stuffing him up until that point, I think, a couple power play chances. And yeah, that was the only goal.
They might have just let it happen. Someone was in someone's earpiece.
The beat-ups made the call.
Beat-ups made the call. You got to let them score here.
These
else we're
people
gonna
have
be out a lot
spent
of
way
money.
too much money
Yeah.
to watch the New York Islanders play.
They're like trip up the goalie, trip up.
Actually, now that you mention that, yeah, the score was 4-1. When Sorokin, when people are giving him shit like, "Oh man, you couldn't save Ovi's last one," he'd be like, "I got to win that game."
Yeah.
Ovi didn't win that game.
something. I know.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So
He's like, I still had a great game.
Yeah.
I still stopped 4 or 5 shots from the great Ovechkin. I'll give him one. I'll give him the record.
yeah. All right, let's move on to some Wolves talk here. So the Wolves are fighting right now, fighting to just stay out of the the play-in tournament, and they're doing a great job. They've been winning a lot. Yeah, what we got a stat on
5
that?
in a row.
5 in a row,
Five in a
7-3
row.
in their last 10.
Correct. And a quick stat here: they are 23-16 at home and 23-16 away.
And
Wow.
It's
little stat.
and it's crazy to talk about this. So I was like, I've been kind of tracking this the last couple of weeks, and like the Western Conference is literally insane. It's so well balanced. It's so good. And the Wolves are separated by 2 games between them in 7th place and the Lakers who are in 3rd.
Right.
So it's insane. And the Wolves would be in like a 4 seed if they were in the East.
They do, yeah.
crazy.
They do have the tiebreaker between the Grizzlies and the Lakers, though. I read so. All they really need, not all they need to do, but if they can tie the Grizzlies, I think the Lakers are a couple games ahead now. That's probably not possible, but with 4 remaining. But I think if they tie the Grizzlies, then we get the tiebreaker and we would get in.
Yeah, we could get. It'd be nice to at least get like a 4. Realistically, I think the 4 seed is still well in play.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be nice to get a home series again like last year. I think what were we with a 3 seed last year?
Yeah.
So a 4 seed would set us up for another big run.
Did you guys see that fucking shot that Ant had on Saturday?
Oh yeah.
40 seconds left.
Oh yes.
Or
Okay.
maybe a minute or so, and Ant was trapped on the sideline, had no one to pass to, 3 guys defending him, and he just does like 3 little pivot moves and just yucks it up at the hoop. Nothing but net to put the game away. Like, if he, in his own words, actually, this is from the Wolves social media team, he had a quote, when it left my hand, I swear to God, people are going to think I'm lying, but I knew it was going in, which That aligns with Ant's personality. I saw a TikTok today of him talking shit with Obama. Like, he was literally smack talking like the former president,
Right.
which is funny.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not surprised. He probably thinks every shot's going in.
Yeah. This is just another day for him. This
Yeah.
is just what do they call it? Like a walk in the park, you know? He's like, I don't know if you were freaking out, man.
When he threw that up, he also probably went like, "Oh shit, that was a terrible shot." But I had to do something. I think the shot clock was at 2.
But then he goes and he's like, yeah, well, of course, when I'm the best ever. You know?
Yeah,
I'm the best ever
up
player.
there. Yeah.
I mean, the guy has said like I am better than Michael Jordan or whatever.
He
Like
said I could take Jordan right now.
I could take Jordan right now. Like, it's just
He also
insane.
claims he could play hockey.
Oh man, the guy claims he can probably do everything. He could play. He wants to play football too. He did that shit with JJ, so he's ready to go. Suit him up.
So the Wolves. I mean, Sarge. Yeah. What do you got for us?
Comment from Anthony. Can we criticize Finch's end of game play calling? I cannot comment on this. I did not watch.
Well,
That's Sarge's take.
I did not. Well, this kind of goes. I feel like this isn't just go. Like I watched a little bit of that. And I was looking away on a couple of the possessions, but I feel like that question can apply to their last few games that have been close. Like with that Denver game last week that went to double overtime, which was incredible. There were a couple decisions that were made on the court, like running down to the last second on the shot clock, getting trapped in the corner, similar to like what Ant did, but he still made it. Where I'm like, okay, I see a little trend here, and it's kind of pissing me off. And I'm like, is this coaching going on? Because like, there's some plays that are kind of
Playing not to lose, Jake.
Yeah,
It's your
they're-
buddy
I
Bob
guess,
Motzko's.
yeah, geez, Louise. Yeah, what's the Minnesota coaching way? I guess is
Play
just,
not to lose, or the Mike Zimmer prevent defense.
Yeah, they.
At Donatel. I don't know why I'm bringing up all these names. I'm
Well,
sorry.
but there's all
It is
something in
what
common.
happens. The Twins yesterday. We'll get to that.
No.
You take a huge
that
lead.
is a perfect transition.
You get Okay, there
Plug
we go.
your pitcher into four inning- yeah.
Yeah, I was at the fucking game with all my cousins. It was 7-1, I think, through 4, and I thought at that point I could finally start catching up with all my cousins and like pay less attention to the game. Next thing I know, we're in extra innings and we lose.
Like what happened?
Dude, they played not to lose.
Yeah. Like what is the Shorzy term? They say like they don't
love winning. They hate. Or no, you got to hate losing more than you got to love winning.
Well, it's like they don't hate to lose, but they don't love to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe they hate to lose, but they don't love to win. That's fucking dude. That's all of these teams.
Yeah, it is.
They were pitching great. You know what? You can give what is his name who started yesterday? It starts with a P. Paddock. There was a few times where I looked at my brother and I'm like, TJ, is Paddock like our ace? Is he the guy? Like he was throwing a great game. We immediately hit the bullpen. Louis Varland has a decent inning. Johan Duran goes in there during the 8th, which is a thing they've been doing this year. I don't know if did they do that a lot last year?
No, not really. But Jax, I'm going to defend him here. He was great last year.
He was.
And he was
but
better than
But he
Duran
was
at
in
the end of the
Duran's
season.
role last year. Like he was the guy who'd come in for like the 7th or the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, dude. Even though there weren't a lot of people at the game yesterday, when they start getting those flames going, but it's only in the 8th inning, you feel like you pre-jack a little bit.
Yeah, you do. And you hear the music and everything. There's something that you
When there's still
haven't
an
felt
inning
before.
left?
Yeah.
You can't with an inning left. You can't do that.
No.
You got to put them in the top of the 9th.
I know. You can't do all those.
Sarge has got a stat here.
Yeah. Read that attendance.
so this
Aaron
is-
Gleeman action. Great
This is-
Twitter follow. by the
Yeah,
way.
thank you, Aaron Gleeman, for this stat. Game 1, 36,783 people there. Us 3 were part of that stat. Game 2, 16,082. Game 3, 14,638. I'm the most shocked by. Well, I'm very shocked by Saturday and Sunday because Saturday that's a noon game. That's usually a fun. If you're like going out with friends, you get to Jack's early. You can drink all day, whatever. But like I was at the game yesterday, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was so, dude. It was
Beautiful day
50 some
yesterday.
degrees. You were golfing like.
Beautiful day. That's why I'm shocked to hear that. Like it's the opening weekend. I know it might slightly decrease from opening day, but like that's
Sure.
you're playing the Astros. Like what's going on? Like,
But usually that fall off happens by like the end of April, where people are kind of like, okay, I've gone to my Twins games. They're not that important right now. I'll wait, until I get invited or whatever. But
yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs. I'm already calling it now. It's the end of April. Let's go
Sell the
golf and
team.
get drunk.
it was like
Sell the team.
Well, dude, it was like opening day happened, and we were there. Vibes were great. It was packed. Everyone was having a good time. Not the best game, but cool. There's 162 of them. and then like Saturday hits, and it's like everyone just gave up.
Yeah, it's just people.
What the hell?
It's kind of like a national holiday. I feel like half the people that do go to the game the opening day don't know what baseball really is, and they just go there. There's something going on at this stadium.
It's a casual
get drunk.
It's a casual cesspool.
Yeah, and then
But usually, like I said, that kind of carries into the weekend and maybe even those
Yep.
first few weeks back at home. I mean, who knows? Maybe if they didn't, how many thousands of people do you guys think would impact if they had one more of those opening games? Like, what did they went into opening day? What, like 2-5, 2-4,
2-4.
2-4.
What if they started 4-2? Do you think that changes like attendance on
I
Saturday?
mean,
and
is that a
Sunday?
rhetorical question? Of course.
I mean,
I
I
know.
don't
Of
know.
course.
That's a really strong
course.
dip. I feel like people would still
Yeah.
be super hyped to get out and watch some outdoor
I
baseball.
would think so.
I
Dude,
don't-
they could not win a game all year, and if you invite me to a Twins game, I'm still going.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the middle of the summer, and you have absolutely nothing going on. You're not out of town. You're not up north. Like, it's a beautiful place to just hang out.
It's a good like social environment. Like
It's satisfying.
it's
right?
not like other sports where it's super loud all the time, so you can't really have conversations with people you haven't seen in a while. Like it's such a good balance of social plus obviously watching the sport. I'm shocked by it too, but
Yeah, no,
we're just full of casuals, dude.
It's weird. I guess we'll be one of the 15,000 people that will be going there several times. If that's what they're going to average, we'll still
Yeah, and I know
kicked out.
I know too. People say it's like ownership and it's a protest. Unfortunately, this isn't going to do anything to solve that.
No, well, well, I was looking at the box score and I'm like, they had 8 different pitchers total.
Yeah.
The Twins.
Overanalyzing Rocco.
What is this? The batting
It's
lineup
like,
I'm looking at?
It's insane. Dude.
It's like when your fridge in your garage just has 9 different beers in it,
Yeah.
and that's all you have left. You're like, well, guess I'm reaching into the bullpen tonight.
That's a good. That's
You're
a
just
good
using
bit.
up whoever's there.
Guess I'm gonna mix
Whoever's
this
left
together.
over, yeah.
It might not work analytically for my stomach, but
Better
it's
than
gonna-
going out and buying another
It's-
another set.
It still might get the job done. It might not. It might get me
Yeah.
drunk or I don't know. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
I tweeted yesterday morning before the game. I was like, God, I'm so excited to see Rocco do some fuck shit in person today.
And he does that.
He delivered.
Dude, nothing will beat though. And I guess this made more sense. But when I was at the ALDS game when we got eliminated by the Astros, and they went through a pitcher every inning,
Yep.
and that was because they were trying to keep a full,
For the
full
next game.
Yeah, like they wanted a full pitcher every inning to get us into the next game to win
Why?
that game. I don't know.
Why?
But I heard now pitching for the Twins like every 30 seconds. Now pitching for the Twins. Now pitching for the Twins.
Then they got to turn it over to like the 7-year-olds who won the sweepstakes to get to announce it. Like,
Oh gosh.
throw that kid in the mix because our PA announcer's voice is going out from announcing so many pitching changes.
Well, you're announcing now pitching for the Twins more than now batting for the Twins. That's not a good thing.
oh yeah, especially with the hitting, bro.
Oh gosh.
It was good to see him hit yesterday. That was cool.
Yeah. No, they were hitting, but then they stopped. How can you not score another run after the 4th or 5th inning?
Yeah, I don't
They were
know.
going for 5 innings and that was it. And I think I saw it too. I like looking at the winning percentage. I
Yeah.
think in the 8th they had like a 97% chance.
Oh
of winning.
yeah,
And I know
then
that's
you see it. Then you see it in the 9th just drop.
Well, then then it went up to the Astros.
Oh.
The Astros were up here. The Twins were down here on the graph, and it just went straight up.
And you know when we went to extras, we were losing.
yeah,
That felt a lot like August/September of last year.
Oh, well, I was gonna say like they have been. I mean, the Twins have been on this consistent blowing tour, I should say, blowing it since the middle of August last year.
Yeah.
Of just when they had that abysmal collapse.
The nightmare of last
They were
year.
in a playoff spot, well in a playoff spot. It's just kind of continued into this year, especially now with this. This is just on theme for them. So
Also, if you guys saw, I did the video yesterday where you like complain
Yep.
about a call from really far away.
Yep.
I've discovered that the Budweiser deck is the best place to do that.
I think that is the best. I posted a picture of that on Thursday, but it didn't. You were a lot farther away. That was a lot better.
There is a better location though, other than like in a plainer space. It's those new apartments that are right up in.
We have to.
I think we just gotta like wait by the. Well, unless you need a key to get up in the elevator, you probably do because they're super nice.
Yeah.
But we need to wait by the door, slip in with someone who lives there, and then go to the club room because I know their club room has a deck where you can see the field, and we got to film. Or if you or someone you know live in that apartment complex, just let us in for like 5 minutes so we can film that because that's an even.
We'll bring Captain's Patch for free.
Were we talking to? I thought I was talking to somebody this weekend that was like, yeah, dude, let's go. I can get you up in the North Loop Green and for a Twins game. I don't know. Were we talking to somebody? Or
I don't remember that. I mean, if you know someone, then.
I got to figure out who I was talking to.
Yeah, dude.
Were you inebriated at the time?
Little bit, probably.
Most likely.
I don't know. I'll have to try to remember that. I'll maybe text a couple people
start
and see.
Start sending some follow-ups.
Start sending, hey, were you talking to me about North Loop Green and going up there? No? Okay, go down the list.
I'm trying to
Who was I talking to this weekend?
I'm trying to go up there and do a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Just need to go up there for a bit.
You got 5 minutes of time.
Well, you're going to bring Captain's Patch up there if they let us up there,
you're going to it,
I'm
right?
going into it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can actually get Captain's Patch at the Twins game now. As we've mentioned, folks, it's on the tap wall in the Target Plaza located right by Gate 34. Great gate. I think you can get it in a 22-ounce cup draft, which is pretty awesome. Or if you want it in a can, you can get it in the self-serve craft beer cooler in left field located by the Grey Duck deck. That place is awesome. And, folks, there's only a few home Wild games left in the regular season. Make sure to get it. Section 105, 115, seat 13 at the X. And like I mentioned on previous weeks, it's been showing up in more Total Wine locations or liquor stores located at captainspatch.com. Sarge, you got something you want to add?
Yeah, keep tagging us in your socials,
Yes.
guys. That's awesome.
Yes, keep adding it. Keep tagging us on Instagram, tagging us on Twitter. We're going to retweet, repost all of them. We love to see you drinking at captainspatch.com. Served at Target Field, in the plaza by Gate 34, and in left field in the self-serve cooler by the Grey Duck deck. All right, let's change gears. Golf. It's the Masters. You guys excited?
Oh, yeah. Every time
Fuck
this
yes.
happens, every year. It feels like a little bit of a holiday. It's like this is when you're kind of gearing up into golf too, because there's been some good tournaments, and typically you can start maybe golfing this time of year. I golfed yesterday, so I was really kind of feeling it. Now I'm like, Masters this week, like I just sliced the ball outside of the fairway into the cornfield. We are back, at least for a golf and Masters. So I'm pumped. I saw that this is. Tiger Woods is missing the Masters for the first time in 4 years. I guess that was expected.
Yeah, he's busy demanding privacy with Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
No, oh, really?
Even though they posted on Instagram together.
Okay.
So we need to give Tiger his privacy.
All right. Yeah.
I was reading an article in The Athletic about it, and they were this puts it a little more bluntly than I would, especially as a Tiger fan, but they're like, we're kind of glad he's not in it this year as a distraction from the tournament itself because – the TV coverage will show him every time, and deservedly so, but when there's guys out there who are in the prime of their careers just ball striking around the course and they're getting no TV coverage,
it's just all on
Tiger. That
Tiger.
kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. I noticed that too. I think 3 years ago when he kind of made his return after a couple of years, like 2022 or whenever it was really cool to see all the coverage of Tiger because he made the cut and everything. I think that was kind of warranted, but the last couple of years, it is kind of like, okay, the only camera I'm getting or only feed is just Tiger Woods' group.
And he's 8 over.
And he's 8 over, maybe through 6 holes.
Well, and then remember he handed Neil Shipley that note last year, and that was the big story for the weekend.
Yeah, what was the note?
I think it just had his number on it. Yeah. He's like, text me if you ever need anything.
Okay. Which is cool, but
everyone was saying that, I can't remember what the controversy was around that. Well, speaking of Neil Shipley, so there's always 5 amateurs who play in this. And this year we have Jose Luis Ballster, we have Evan Beck, Justin Hastings, Noah Kent, and Hiroshi Tai. So may the most awkward man win because the Neil Shipley thing last year was fucking hilarious.
That was funny. He looked like he's just one of those guys that you can just based on looks, and I saw interviews that you can just already likable. A guy that you can golf with, even though he's probably going to kick your ass, obviously, when you play with him, but he's just going to drink the beer. He's going to have fun. He's going to kick it back. So I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
So he's technically another...
No, he is not an amateur.
Okay.
He's a pro now,
okay.
But he played as an amateur last year.
Right, okay.
And they had, if you guys don't know, all of the amateurs stay in, or they can choose to stay in the Crow's Nest, which is a cabin on the course.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I wonder if they do prank wars in there. You think?
Yeah.
You think they fuck with each other a little bit?
I would, and I would be worried if they're not allowed to bring. I don't know. Are they allowed to bring booze into that? If they're not, they are finding ways to do it.
Yeah.
Someone is. You know, if I went down there and I was like an amateur, I'm like, I'm not drinking. And if there's that one motherfucker, one amateur, like, all right, guys, here's some shooters.
Especially because these guys are all like college kids. One at least has to be like, fuck it. Especially if he shoots like 100 over on Thursday. He just knows he's going home.
Just gets hammered. Well, I'm done.
Final thing, a little callback to about a month ago. Remember when I told you guys that the Masters theme song has lyrics? Mm-hmm. So I found it.
Oh, no. See, I didn't know this.
Are you singing
this?
That?
Might ruin it for me,
No, I'm
though.
not going to sing it. I'm going to play it.
Even better.
So. Oh, shit. This is the wrong
One day we'll figure out how to get this through the speaker.
Yeah.
Right now. Now's not the time.
Well, it's springtime in the valley on Magnolia Lane.
It's not as bad as I was told it was.
I thought it was going to ruin it
John
for me.
Denver-esque.
This sounds amazing.
This ain't bad.
Yeah, it's actually.
Caught
with
me off
this.
guard a little bit.
I'm putting this on my playlist this week. This is going to be on repeat.
I mean, Augusta does get like it's hard for them to beat the cult claims with like all the weird rules and the green jackets and everyone kind of like that Fred guy kind of seems like a robot, the commissioner of Augusta or the tournament. For whatever reason, that song does not help beating the claims, but it's good.
It's still a good
better
song.
than I thought.
I thought it was going to ruin it for me than hearing the theme, but that's actually it has like a John Denver vibe to it. I think we need a Slipknot cover of it.
Yeah,
just make it heavy and double kick pedals.
Dude, a lot of people were pissed about the Noah Kahn version of Georgia on My Mind by
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. Yeah. So, not as bad as that.
No,
I like Noah Kahn, but I did not like that cover.
No, I think they should just stick to the OG. You know. So, but that wasn't bad though. That
wasn't as bad as
I thought it was gonna. Every time I heard that song, then it was gonna ruin it for me. But
something that you won't forget though, once you've heard that this happens, is that they artificially broadcast in the bird sounds. Do you know that?
Oh, they do that
on the TV broadcast. Yeah,
I guess
those are dubbed in.
Okay, so that just goes with the conspiracy that birds are not real.
Right.
Birds aren't real, man.
And that Augusta's a cult.
Yeah, Augusta's a cult, man.
We're pumped. Masters, baby.
Augusta is the true Area 51.
Yes.
You've seen those videos.
Area 51. I don't know if I have.
You basically
Birds Are Real on YouTube.
Well, I've heard of Birds Are Real. I thought
You've never seen the YouTube?
No, I definitely seen it. I thought you were talking about Augusta being Area 51. You've never seen those videos.
But you probably have to be part of the Illuminati to get an invite to play Augusta. It sounds that exclusive.
Or of Bohemian Grove or whatever.
Yeah,
that place that is in California with all the politicians and stuff. So
yeah,
there's the same vibe, kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's I wouldn't be surprised if in the middle of the night there's a fire in the woods with people wearing masks and dancing, between the rounds. So
going back to the crow's nest cabin that all the amateurs stay in. What if there was a tradition where the guy who shoots the highest score gets the shit beaten out of him in the middle of the night, Full Metal Jacket style, by all the by all the masters like commission.
Oh man,
it's like a rumor. It's like the highest scoring amateur, which is a bad thing in golf for those who don't know, gets hazed in the middle of the night going into Friday.
And then like it's all organized by the top official and leadership of
by
Augusta.
Fred, whatever his name is.
And they have money involved and stuff, and
yeah.
And the police or FBI try to get involved and be like, you don't want to get involved with us.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
I don't know.
That's our Masters. That's our Masters preview.
Yeah, what was that?
Man, I don't know. It
That
got
took a
really
left turn,
that got very dark. Actually, I feel like that could be a South Park episode.
You know what is super ironic? I literally just dropped our phone number at the same exact time you were saying that, unintentionally. That is so funny.
We just talked about the Masters for like 7 minutes and gave 0 picks.
Yeah, I know. Scotty Scheffler, let's go.
Rory McIlroy.
That's what makes us different, man. We're not going to sit here and give you picks. We're going to talk about how a place might be part of the Illuminati.
This is the kind of stuff we think about, though. So it's just authenticity.
Yeah,
baby.
I guess so.
The Twins called up Blewett today.
Scott.
Scotty.
Yeah, this is an omen. They shouldn't have called him up.
This is ironic.
The Twins have been blowing it.
The guy that they just sent down just struck out the side, like, in one of his last innings that he
Darren
pitched.
McGoffin or
I was hoping you'd say his name.
Jacob Mick just got
Mick Jackoffen. That's
just
a
got
better
Blewett.
Yeah.
Get it? Jake, do a Rocco impression of why they made that decision to bring up Blewett.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I got to get into the Rocco bit. Yeah, I think it just is better for the chemistry of this team. I didn't really like Mick. I couldn't pronounce his name that well, so I think analytically, Blewett fits better with this composure of the roster. And yeah, we'll see what happens going forward, but we think it'll be better. Our pitching has been kind of shitty lately, even though it's kind of my fault, but we're hoping Blewett will make things better for the better of this team. And I hope Buxton just comes back too healthy, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be
no, that's good. That's good. Apparently this guy's been playing since last year. We had a lot of people who were kind of chirping us on Twitter saying, you guys didn't know that? I thought you were better than this. And I'm like, no, we're not better than that.
No, we're not.
This is just a random call-up. These happen every week in hockey, hockey too, but in baseball where pitchers get sent up and down, injuries, rehab. I can't keep up with all that.
No. Well, so he did play last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, some of us
I remember
actually
hearing
do
the name.
keep up. Follow underline, by the way. Yeah, we did know. I should have said something. I saw that tweet. I was like, ooh. And then it was like, it was
Why
warranted.
didn't you say something?
One, I didn't see it in time. I saw it 16 minutes after it was posted. I was like,
That's not that long.
I mean, but
It
it
was already getting some feedback. So I was like, you got to let this go. Engagement, baby.
What did the tweet say? Like a random call up?
No, I just said, is that actually his last name? Which is not that odd of a question, even if I did know him.
I thought I'd seen it last year. I didn't 100% know if he played, but that's still, I think, a very valid question.
Jake, I have a question for you. Is this reverse psychology? We just blew it, are we calling up Blewett
to reverse blowing it?
Yeah, exactly. Thinking that we're going to blow it less.
You know,
That's what
you
she
know
said.
what? You might have a point there because this is ironic in the fact that we have been blowing it, but people are going to think, oh, you call up a guy named Blewett, we're fucked now. This is an omen, blah, 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 blah. But maybe it will turn things around. We'll have to see what is his first name again?
The only way
Blewett?
to stop blowing it is to blow it more.
Fun fact from Alex here. I watched Scott Blewett in college on
this
the
poor
Omaha
dude.
Storm Chasers in 2021. Always found his name hilarious.
Scott Blewett.
It's so tough, dude.
You know what? I think I remember last year him playing because I think we did lose a game and we're like Blewett.
Yeah,
Or
dude.
something.
This guy, he should have played like defensive line in football because there's not really a way a defensive lineman can blow it. I guess maybe
Yeah.
if he falls over.
Or, yeah.
But think about this guy. If he played any sport, the jokes are just going to happen every time he contributes to a loss.
Especially he's a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Pitcher for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, at the highest level of baseball, it's impressive. But yes,
We haven't had I know he's not the closer, but I mean, I'm just putting it out there that our pitching has been such a disaster from a consistent standpoint. In the last 15 years, we haven't had a good closer since Joe Nathan, from consistently speaking. And we have a guy named Blewett coming into this organization.
it feels like the perfect storm.
Yeah, so you know what? I think it's an omen, but maybe it is reverse psychology. Maybe Blewett will de-blew it.
He's gonna.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we sent
word.
down jacking off, right? What's it? What?
Darren Jacking on. I think it's McGaffin.
Okay.
No idea.
MC.
We tried to do something there.
Yeah, Darren McGaffin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
The pieces are there.
we're changing something up to try to figure something out. I don't know.
All right, let's talk a little hockey here. Frozen Four.
Oh, yeah.
Frozen Four.
Oh, more lane.
Jake, does it already feel like it's been a month since Minnesota got eliminated?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a long time.
That's what happens.
It was technically last month, so
I guess it was
yeah.
in March.
It was just week and a half ago at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they wait 2 weeks between the first round
Yeah.
and then the Frozen Four, but yeah, it feels like I was thinking about that when the Frozen Four was set and it's being played this week. It doesn't feel like it was. It feels like it was a month ago.
Yeah.
I still think about it, and yeah, it's not fun being a Gopher fan. I went on a rant last week about it, but yeah. Now we're at the Frozen Four, so
Yeah.
we're moving on.
We have moved on. We have Denver and Western Michigan. We're the biggest Western Michigan fans
Yep.
right now because
NCAC.
we need Zeev bad,
And if
especially after the Middleton hit.
And if he loses Thursday, we probably get him Friday night in Calgary. And we need to beat Calgary.
Let's go.
So bad. The
Let's go
Wild.
Ponies.
I am so on board. And Western Michigan, I think, should be favored, but Denver has been on an absolute tear in
And
this tournament.
their fucking goalie, dude, Matt Davis, which I know we've always asked, how has he not gotten drafted yet? I did see that he did a development camp in Colorado. Boo. So it'd really suck if he went there in the offseason before last year. But if you've seen his stats, obviously the last 2 years he's undefeated in tournament games. I think his save percentage is 9.56, and his goals allowed is 0.89. He's given up 2 goals in the last 2 years of the tournament or some crazy stat like that. This guy is an absolute machine. So unless Western can find a way to beat the Zeev in the defense and Matt Davis, dude, I don't think we're getting him till Saturday night.
It would be, the championship would be Saturday, right? Because I think it's Thursday. I think the
championship
April
is
10th.
Saturday.
So we wouldn't
Would
get
he
him.
actually leave after winning the championship, or do you think they would let him stay for a night and celebrate?
Faber did. Oh, well, he lost. I'm an idiot.
that was different.
That was very different. I guess it's dependent on him. I guess they
What's
would.
the schedule?
Yeah, what is the Wild schedule? Because I know they play Friday.
So we play Saturday night at the Canucks. So that'll probably be
it's a back-to-back.
9 p.m. game.
Dude, that'd be huge if we need what if he plays in the national championship, somehow gets up to Vancouver and plays 2 games? He would just
It's been done in pro sports before. Deion Sanders did it.
Okay.
He played baseball. A little
But the
different.
thing is that was years ago. That was just a different era, right?
Just like in beer league, you know how sometimes they're like, "Hey man, the goalie for the first game can't show up. Do you want to play both?" You're like, "Yeah."
Dude, at this rate, yeah, right. That's exactly how
Dude,
it is.
He gets on a PJ still wearing all of his pads and shit, and they give him the new uniform on the PJ.
Yeah, and they forget to change his socks, so he's just wearing Denver colored socks or something.
Yeah, just like how when a goalie gets traded, he wears the pads from his current team.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
exactly what's happening.
Zeev just shows up wearing a Denver outfit against the
Denver
Canucks.
helmet and just some really borderline basic jersey that's probably oversized.
like a practice jersey.
Yeah, we didn't have another jersey, but it's sanctioned. Maybe a number is taped on the back.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Different gloves,
They're
all that.
This is sanctioned. We got a quick waiver from the NHL and Gary Bettman. This is approved.
On the other side of the bracket, we have Penn State versus Boston. Here's a fun stat that I did not realize. They both won 3-2 in OT to get there.
Okay,
So
they're both hungry. I hope BU wins. I don't want to see Penn State win.
No, you don't.
Penn State kind of feels like the team of destiny
Yeah,
a little bit, at least because remember how much everyone hyped up Maine, and
Yeah.
then they just put belt to ass.
Yeah, so they're another hot team that's making a run, but I just don't care to see Penn State. It doesn't feels weird to see Penn State in a championship for hockey. I know they've been better the last couple years, but fuck them.
There's something I hate about schools who are good at football and then
Yeah.
use the same helmets for hockey because it just gives me PTSD that
Yeah,
if I'm playing against them, that we're going to get our asses kicked.
it's we already have to deal with in the football season Penn State
All those stickers.
kind of kicking our ass or seeing them be on the national stage at the top. For football, we don't need to see another sport like hockey.
They don't need it.
They don't need it. And even though BU has won a lot more, honestly, from a fan's perspective, you should cheer for the underdog in terms of Penn State. I don't know if they're actually the underdog officially, but from an historical standpoint, BU has won a lot more. So
Yeah.
But I'd rather see BU. I want to see a BU Western Michigan, and then Western Michigan I think has what is his name, Matt Bump from Prior Lake or something.
Yeah.
Or when he was in the state tournament
Well,
with them.
I didn't realize Michigan's roster is basically constructed like a last chance U. They kind of go after the guys who have maybe fucked up or, at one point made a mistake along the ride that other schools wouldn't take them for. They're kind of what is the school in that last chance U? Is it
there was some JUCO school in Mississippi.
they
Wasn't it?
basically kind of build it. That's probably not the best comparison, but that's the comparison I've heard. So
Well,
they might get guys with shitty grades or
It's kind of like a Moneyball situation,
Yeah.
but not really using money. But
because because I'm sorry, not every kid grows up wanting to play hockey so they can one day be in Western Michigan.
No, it's not. They haven't typically been a prominent hockey program. They've elevated a little bit, but no, they kind of are thrown together because I think that Bump guy I was talking about, I think he played somewhere else out of Prior Lake, and he obviously transferred there. So I don't know.
Dude, and Matt Davis, Denver's goalie, I I couldn't even not pronounce, but I didn't even know where he played before. It was some random college. So it's just crazy how, or it might have been Green Bay, like University of Wisconsin, Green Bay or something.
Wait, I don't even know if they're Division I hockey.
No. So that's,
maybe it's D3 somewhere.
Yeah, that's where he came from. Something like that.
Good for him though.
All right. Let's move on. Actually, let's just give a quick prediction. Who do you guys think win it all? I'm going Denver 2 years in a row.
It would be cool to see Denver win it. And that's probably my gut.
I'm going Western Michigan.
But I'm going to go Western Michigan because I want it to come true. So they beat Denver on Thursday. That'd be. I was just looking at the schedule.
Veach says money is on Denver despite Western having the higher seed. And then he says Bump committed to Vermont, left before playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd probably leave Vermont too. I haven't really seen them in the mix.
I would kind of be contemplating why I've committed to Vermont in the first place.
Yeah. Well, Jake, it's very scenic. Take a lot of
I
pictures.
guess. But Vermont. All right, I guess so. Maybe it's a nice campus out there. Never
Good
been
education,
out there.
in that eastern side of the country.
The Vermont, whatever. But I guess I'm gonna cheer for Western Michigan, so I'm going with Western Michigan because if they do make it, looking at the wild schedule, if Denver makes it to the championship, we're probably not getting Zeev until the last game of the season against the Ducks, which is like at that point we could already be fucked, or it might not matter.
Those few games could make a big difference for like just his experience.
And maybe it wouldn't be Friday against Calgary. I think it could be, honestly. If you lose right away, he might be on a plane the next morning.
Dude, Brock Besser, I remember when we were in college, when North Dakota got eliminated in 2016 from the tournament, he hopped on a PJ, played the next day in St. Paul, scored the first goal of the game like 20 seconds in. So
yeah, where is the Frozen Four this year again?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. That's not too far of a flight from Calgary.
No.
Okay, so that could be.
I mean, it's not short.
Miles.
It's not short, but
it's not short, but it's better than
it's better
Tampa.
like L.A. or Denver or L.A. or.
If it was St. Paul last year, that would have been worked out better. But
all right, let's talk about merch, folks.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Middleton.
Going to merch. We clicked it. Go.
No, I
It's
didn't.
fine.
Go do it.
Dude, I'm the worst at
I don't know how you
It's
you
fine.
make it too, which is the funniest part.
That's true. I do make it. But as you can see, folks, we got awesome merch. We got some new stuff on our shop at 10ktakesmn.com. There's an Ant and Nas Revenge Tour shirt. Shout out to Connor for making that one. There is the No Small Bat. It's basically a pig in Saints gear playing baseball. We also have No Small Bat Bear, Twins-themed shirt. And the Two Cities flag shirt, kind of like a Minneapolis, St. Paul type thing. We also have some other merch on there, so go to 10ktakesmn.com and view our full collection. Get your merch now. And now we'll talk about Middleton. As Bert Blyleven said, I really fucked that one up.
Yeah. Oh, I just fucked that one. Oh, we're live. I didn't know that.
Yeah. This would have been such a great transition. Fuck me to tears.
Okay.
Middleton on Saturday went flying into the boards.
Friday.
Holy shit.
Close. Bo Horvat knocked that. Did he get a penalty for it? I forgot.
I think he got 2 minutes.
Should have been a major.
Yeah.
People, a lot of the, hockey purists, which maybe kind of like myself would say, let him play and stuff, but that was, still call a minor and people not argue for a major, but that looked pretty rough. Like he checked him pretty hard, fairly far away from the boards. So it's like, and that's so dangerous because you can run into the boards like he did. But I did see that apparently it's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
So he flew home wearing a neck brace, and for whatever reason, I just think of Christopher in The Sopranos, when he's in the car with the neck brace.
Oh, man.
And what's her name? Meadow is like, I hate being a soprano, and he's back there all mangled with neck brace. He's like, don't ever say you hate anything. You should be happy to be alive. Like I don't know why I think of that,
Right.
but yeah, they did an MRI, no serious damage, I guess, according to Russo, and I don't know. It's just seeing a hit like that is pretty amazing. Although if I believe anyone could come back in a few days from something like that, it'd be him.
Oh, he's a warrior. He'll be fine, and we need him. We need him back. You need a guy like that on the ice, like especially if we end up making the playoffs. You need those those big guys up there to ruff some feathers. You just need, and he's that guy. Like, he's not like your big goal scorer, but he creates space, and he's your enforcer dude out there. So I'm just hope he does well. I know he wasn't at that signing, unfortunately, on Saturday at Ridgedale.
Yep.
I know.
Although Joel Eriksson was there, and
he looked great.
He fist bumped us. He was walking just fine.
He was walking just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But I know he's been skating, and you got to be 100% before you go into a real game action. But yeah, we saw Ecker there, and yeah, he looked great. But Brodin looked great. They all look great. Those hockey guys look great.
We also didn't know Zuccarello is missing all 5 of his front teeth.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until he walked into the back room where we were all hanging out. And he was smiling. I'm like, holy shit, dude, you don't have any teeth.
Yeah, and I guess it wasn't to us, but I guess he was just making jokes about his he loves that. I guess he doesn't care.
The shout out to Universal Sports Auctions and Fan HQ. They had that signing, and we were kind of in the back private room, and apparently they were like, because some of the athletes are really weird about okay, if you pay me for 2 hours, I'll be here for 2 hours and no more time. And they're like, oh, Zuki, do you got to get going? And he goes, I don't really care. I just have 2 shit rats at home. So just everyone whose parents are all the same. But
right.
I did see MN Wild PR winger Justin Brazeau recorded a game-high 6 hits versus Dallas, setting a new single-game career high. Of course, people in the comments are like, fucking Bill Guerin swung and a miss on that one. I'm like, they just set a really good stat.
Yeah, I know.
We expect him to score 6 goals?
Well, it's just like those are the people. Those are the kind of people that will be saying, if you're talking highly about what Bill Guerin has been able to do with this team that has been so restricted, they'll say, oh, you keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not like we're getting first place in the President's Cup every year in the regular season and getting swept in the first round or something like that. We're literally scrapping together a team the best we can do with the resources we have, and we're doing just fine.
At least the last time we made the playoffs wasn't when Ovi still had 594 goals to score.
Yeah, right.
Could be worse, folks.
That could be really bad. Yeah, seriously. We're still making the playoffs. We're competing to make the playoffs year in and year out with the situation we've been in, even before Parisi and Suter left. And, yep, I guess there's those people that are never – those are the people that thought Kirk Cousins was a bottom 3 quarterback in the league. They're the same kind of people that just they never see any positive in anything. Like, we can be negative, I can be negative, but I'm not that fucking negative. That's like on a whole other.
Well, like I said,
there's a hell net negative.
This original post was a positive stat.
Yeah,
6 hits in one game is pretty damn good for those who don't know hockey.
Yeah, that's a high number. You see player props, are usually maybe 2.5 hits.
Dude, that can flip a game on its head. Having a presence out there that can be physical like that.
That's honestly huge, and that's great. We need that going to the playoffs. You need guys that are gonna, like I said, just hit some bodies, get some bodies flying, and get pucks in deep too as well. Yeah. So,
all right, let's move on to just a little story from Sarge and I. This had to make the agenda, Sarge.
It was mandatory. I was hoping it would be on here.
We tailgated opening day at the Twins game on the light rail. Mm-hmm. So we rode the light rail from here in Lower Town, St. Paul, all the way to Target Field. And I mean, I'll just list some things we did. Well, first off, no one checks your ticket.
Yeah, you don't need to spend any money.
Not that I'm encouraging people to not buy the ticket, but they never once check it.
No,
I think as long as you're not smoking crack. Actually, you can smoke crack on there too.
We'll get into it.
They used to, I think, check it a lot more often. Remember growing up, the cops would sometimes call it to be Metro Transit at the stations, but they don't do it anymore. It's just
no.
We did fireball shots on it. No one even batted an eye
in front of a father and son.
Yeah, who were also going
allegedly
to the game.
Though.
Yeah.
They give you any looks? Did they say anything?
No, they were cool.
Okay, I feel like they were pretty chill.
I think they understood the vibe. Yeah. And yeah, people are walking around selling pop and candy, which is kind of ironic considering a lot of the people who were on the light rail at the time probably didn't have the money to pay for that.
I know.
So
that is kind of funny.
There were like two separate people like Sprite, Snickers. Like, dude, we're all riding this thing for free. I have been told next time we got to take the bus. Because there's a bus that takes you there, too.
Okay.
Metro Transit. There's a
story about a bus.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You just sighed like
into it.
You just sighed like 4 times.
We took a bus. This was we took a bus to a Wild game. My dad wanted to save money. We took the bus to a Wild game in like 2004. This was like 21 years ago, us kids, and it was fucking sketchy. This was 20 years ago. There was these 2 people in front of us. It was actually kind of funny. But some guy was talking super loudly about how he just got out of jail for the 5th time. He's like, now I got to go to court next week. And the guy this guy he was talking to was just laughing the whole time. And his laugh was the most obnoxious laugh I heard, like loud as shit. And then I'm just like, we get off the bus and my dad's like, we're never taking that again. But it was really weird, and there's some character.
He wanted to save money.
Definitely some druggies. Yeah, we took the bus.
How much? That ticket's got to be like what, $4?
Oh gosh. Well, we got picked up at this was before the light rail, so I think we might have took it from the Mall of America. And so he's like, I'm not parking down there anymore. He took us down there, and we got off the bus, and we're like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
No, dude, I lived in Chicago, and I've seen some shit. I've seen a guy take a shit on the L.
Oh man, the L has got to be
late night. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get out of this car.
There was a guy on the light rail on Thursday that was wearing a pink hat that just said "fuck" on it.
Oh, nice.
You see that guy?
Oh yeah.
To his credit, I didn't see the full hat. It might have said like "fuck cancer."
Right.
It might have been like a breast cancer thing, but I like to just tell myself of what I saw, and it's just a pink hat that says "fuck" on it.
Fuck. That's a great hat.
Yeah.
We should sell that on our website.
Yeah. So, not a bad experience.
No, it wasn't bad.
For free, basically. It is funny too because like when the thing turns, it makes this creaking sound that's so loud you can't even hear yourself think.
Oh. I don't know how the guy was sleeping. Actually, I do know how he was sleeping. He was homeless, but I was like, dude, that is high pitched.
They need about a gallon of WD-40 in that light rail station.
With like a spray hose and get that thing oiled up.
New anymore.
I wish I would have credited the guy who responded, but someone said #railgating, so that's what we called it. You tailgate on the light rail.
Good.
We should railgate a Gopher game.
Oh gosh, dude, we could.
You could for sure.
We've taken we've taken those buses back before.
Yeah,
drunk on those buses.
I remember. I think I took a light rail. It was during winter break when I was at the U, and there was a game going on in like early January. I took the light rail down there. We parked the Mall of America, took the light rail down to the U of M, and it was okay going there. But on the way back, I remember actually at one of the stations, cops came on, or MPD came on and checking tickets, and this guy that was like sitting across the aisle was like some Native American dude, and he looked like he was on all these drugs. He was like going in and out of consciousness. His hair was greasy. You could smell the alcohol on him. And they go up to check his ticket, and he's like, oh. He's going into his pocket, pulls out like 2 or 3 condoms, and they're like, "That is not your ticket, sir." And then they're like, "Can we see your ID?" And they got it. They eventually got his ID, and you could see them like checking his name. All of a sudden, you could hear a code come in. "All right, sir, you're under arrest. You have a warrant for your arrest in Beltrami County, which is up by Bemidji." So we just see this guy get arrested on the light rail, and then he starts cussing, throwing up a storm, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the light rail.
We need to create a railgating tic-tac-toe board.
Oh, man, stuff you'll see on there. Or a bingo card.
Or a bingo card, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone get arrested.
Yeah. That's the golden one, too, is seeing that.
All right, next topic we have, Aunt pays his child support in full. So this was a story late last week. Unfortunately, it's not true, but I figured we could still keep it. I'll explain why. So there was a viral post on X from Chucky Woo joke. Okay.
Credible.
Yeah, that not a credible source, but they said last week Anthony Edwards made a historic move by paying $1.08 million in child support all at once, covering 18 years worth of payments. That's $5,000 a month, but he decided to settle it all up front. The message is clear, quote unquote, don't ask me for a thing the next 18 years. So Community Note said the rumors that Anthony Edwards paid $1 million up front to Elisa Howard are fake. She denied the claim, citing no agreements or court action. Edwards also said his past comments don't reflect the true beliefs. But what's funny was in the replies to that, there was an actual stat around Ant's fatherhood situation. So he's had 4 kids with 4 women now, 23 years old. And that one is not community noted, and a lot of people interacted with it, so I'm guessing that one is not false.
Yeah, no, I think that is true because I know we've heard stories now going back to since he's been here about, he like the get abortion thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was another woman or whatever.
LOL.
Okay.
It's anyway, we've talked about that enough.
But it's kind of it's kind of nuts. But it's his life, whatever he wants to do. I mean, I obviously don't agree if you're not, involved in the child's life or whatever and all that. But I mean, that's just, that's his life. He's doing what he's doing.
How hard is it to put the condom on?
I know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for him, he's just can put the ball in the hoop, but
yeah,
that's a little tough for him, I guess.
It's like his quote around, I knew it was going in right when I shot it. That's him every time he blows a load inside of a girl.
Yep. It's like,
he knows it's going right to the egg.
Yep. He's just like, he's like,
I don't miss.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta be, I
don't miss.
I gotta be 100% in everything I do.
True.
My field goal percentage has to be high too in the bedroom.
He doesn't miss, dude.
Yeah, right. My free throw percentage is almost 100%.
Do you think he gets 4 Father's Day presents? That would kind of rock it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
He's getting close to he's actually not getting close. I was going to say Tyreek Hill numbers. What's he at, like 11?
Oh, gosh. Phil Rivers has 10.
It's almost like those cults, in like Utah where a guy will have women with, children with like 50 women.
Several wives and.
It's like what these guys are trying to do.
Oh, my gosh.
The one.
They have like some of them have like some closed room bet going on how many kids you can have with women.
Philip Rivers was like the founding father of the group chat. Although he's had them all with his wife.
With same wife.
Way different.
But
which is crazy because that's what they used to do back in like the 1800s. They're like, I was one of 15 children. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know, right? Even in like the early 1900s.
I was going to say they were all farmhands.
Phil Rivers. Yeah.
They looked at him as employees.
They were using them as labor, strictly, 100%.
And then they all go to high school and you're like, we didn't think this through. They all need help with math homework.
Oh, no. Or they don't even really graduate high school.
True.
Back in the day.
They just milk the cows.
Yep. You're milking the cows the rest of the year. Yeah. Of the rest of your life.
All right, let's close out the show with another golf topic. So I think it's going to hit the mid-60s here in the cities this weekend. We've been talking for what feels like a year about how excited we are for golf season to start back up here. So I wanted to ask you guys what are 5 golf courses in the state of Minnesota you want to play this golf season. We'll start with you, Sarge.
All right, so I definitely want to get up to Superior National.
I have
never played, and it looks unreal. So it's on Lutzen.
Okay.
Yep.
Never played it. Only have heard great things. 4.6 rating on Google, but I know it's going to be great because I used to work at Northland up there. Playing a golf course on Lake Superior is nice. The views are unreal. So that one I heard is sweet views.
Okay. Do you have 4 others, or do you have others?
I looked up the top 50 courses, and I've played a lot of them.
Must be nice.
Dude, I'll go anywhere for golf. I'm actually playing the Quarry, which is on here.
Oh, yeah. I have that one on mine. Giants Ridge.
Deacon's Lodge, I played that for a bachelor party a couple years ago.
Rocks.
I want to play that again, so I'm putting that on my list, too.
I'm playing that in like a month.
The Jewel down in Red Wing, if you haven't played it, it's amazing. I played it one time. I want to go back.
Mississippi National,
yeah. I haven't played it, but...
Is that?
Awesome.
That's
sneaky fun golf courses too. The Bridges in Winona.
Oh,
very cool course. Insane. It's up in the bluffs in
that'd
Winona.
Be awesome.
Pretty cool spot.
Play that.
I had Interlaken.
Yep.
Oh, good.
My goal is just to make more country club friends. We got to play it.
We got to find someone.
We played TBC. We got to play Hazeltine last year.
And Town and Country.
Interlaken. White Bear Yacht Club to verify if there's actually boats on the course.
Yeah. They're just on the course. Instead of bunkers, there's boats.
Just like the Miami Grand Prix and F1 where there's boats like around all the turns that are fake.
Yeah.
Fake water.
Yep. We got to do that.
Maybe at the White Bear Yacht Club.
Mm-hmm. We can figure it out.
That would be unreal.
Yeah, that course is super nice.
I have Windsong as well, and I have a buddy who's a member at Windsong, and he always says, dude, you got to come play Windsong with me, and I said, let me know, and then he just, a month later, is like, dude, you got to get on Windsong, and I'm like, you're the guy to get me on Windsong.
I can't just show up,
Let's
you know
play
that,
Windsong,
right?
bro.
Can't just show up.
I can't just book a tee time.
Oh.
Side note, I saw a video on TikTok of a guy who called the Augusta National Golf Club, tried to make a tee time.
I saw this too.
Oh my gosh.
So good. I played Windsong last year for the second time. It is the real deal.
Yeah.
It is fucking sweet.
There's a ton of awesome scrambles there too. Like,
oh
I think
yeah,
Unreal has their scramble there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Giuseppe Palermo for getting me out there.
Like an invite.
Huge, yeah.
Palermo?
And Scott. Shout out Scott. What a guy.
Yeah.
We do got a few comments here. Olympic Hills.
Yes.
Okay.
Tonka?
Where is that?
It's in Eden Prairie, I think.
Oh, it is?
Okay.
It's on the border of all those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
What's that one that's like right on Lake Minnetonka we were talking about this weekend?
Lafayette Golf Club. It's on my list.
Lafayette?
too.
Oh, that. I've been to a wedding there. Definitely got to look at the course.
Golden Valley Country Club. I think they just renovated that. It might have just reopened.
My sister got married there. Looks like a good time.
Yeah.
Looks like a good time to play.
I'd like to play Rush Creek again.
Yeah,
didn't
me
play last
too.
They've upped their prices, but that's such a beautiful course.
Oh, it's
man.
so good.
That's one of those
great course.
That's like the Legends in Prior Lake where like when you just throw them your credit card and say, don't tell me the number.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I'll pay
Or
it
the
back.
Meadows. Yeah.
Woozy says Tobacco Ridge in North Carolina.
Tobacco
Look it up.
Ridge.
Looks wild. All right, I'm
Tobacco
gonna do that.
Ridge.
Definitely looking this up. Give me a second.
Augusta Nationals on my bucket list.
Yeah, right. Outside of Minnesota, of course.
Yes, as well. Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
We Pebble Beach is a public course.
Yeah,
Just costs
people
like
don't know that. Yeah.
$500 to play.
$600, $650.
Beth Page Black.
$650.
Beth Page Black. You have to
Never
take a
Ryder
picture of
Cup.
the warning sign.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
well-
do you guys have any other ones?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking up
Well,
Tobacco Ridge here.
I
Keep going.
I had a few on my. I had listed a little more than 5, so I can list some others that you guys can list. So like Windside, I really want to play Lafayette Golf Club, Olympic Hills. I know the Minnetonka Club is really nice from what I heard. That would be awesome to play at Interlochen, St. Croix National.
Yep.
I want to play that one really bad.
Get
Giants
us
Ridge.
on, I can get us on that one. I know the
Yeah.
pro of that one.
That would be great. Stone Ridge.
Stone Ridge is
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
I love Stone Ridge.
And I never had the pleasure of golfing up on like Madden's on Gull Lake. I've never done that.
The Classic, dude. If you play the Classic on a Saturday morning, they give you a caddy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Caddies are legit.
They just watch you get drunk and just
Yeah.
help you through the round. It's pretty.
They-
It's a pretty
that's-
surreal experience.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Really, any of those Brainerd courses, anywhere up in Breezy, but yeah, Deacon's Lodge is the goat. I love that course.
yeah, this
Sweet.
Tobacco Road. Yeah, we would want to play here. This looks nice.
They give you free case of tobacco every
Free
time. you
pipe
go.
in every cart.
Yeah,
it's like
pipe.
how other courses do, like water bottles. They
Yep.
just give you a pipe and some packing.
And a cigar.
I had a buddy in college who smoked tobacco out of a pipe.
Oh really?
At our fraternity house, he would just sit on the front porch
Oh,
and
man.
just like fucking light it up.
That's a move though. That's old school.
Like, dude,
you don't actually have to do that. It doesn't have to be that complicated.
Kind of baller. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
kind of was a sick
I
look.
respect.
I think I hit it one time and it just tasted awful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was like, man, this is why everyone had fucking wooden teeth in those days because this will definitely rot them after one hit.
Authentic
100%.
shit. No filter.
But folks, that does it for another episode of 10K TV. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Make sure to go to Target Field, get Captain's Patch by Gate 34 or in left field, and make sure to get it at the X, section 105, 115, C13 in the club level, and captainspatch.com. Follow us on all socials, 10K Takes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you so much. Oh, and YouTube. I always forget to include YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
We're going to have some cool stuff coming there.
Yeah. Subscribe.
10K Takes.
We'll kill you.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll find you. No.
Now
I'm just
the guy who took a photo with Ovi, what is it? Kitesh Patel, he's going to show up now.
Yeah, he is. Oh, no, the FBI director is entered
Because he's a big
chat.
sports guy. Yeah, actually,
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
already be in the chat because we were
Yeah.
talking about his name and Ovi.
I know. Oh, no.